you think the insano-meter has topped out? Donald Trump adds farting to his list of atrocities.
Jimmy Kimmel is back at roasting Trump, and this time he really destroyed Trump over rumors that he actually farts in court. Ooh, bad boy, Donnie boy, so bad. Also, maybe eat some vegetables.
My military guy's up here. Of course, excuse me.
But what else can you expect from Trump? The guy is a sleazy criminal after all.
As you may know, maybe you don't know, opening arguments began this morning in the people of the state of New York versus Donald Jessica Trump, the city that never sleeps versus the defendant who keeps nodding off during the trial.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Worst Case Donald. Trump pretends to be this big shot leader, but let's face it, the guy's got more legal trouble than a cat has lives.
He was, the defendant was very defensive this morning. He was in all caps mode and then some. He posted witch hunt. He posted election interference, little bursts of lunacy like a crazy man yelling at no one on a street corner.
He's facing 91 felony charges spread across 4 criminal cases, and on top of that, he's got a couple of lawsuits hanging over his head too. And just let us make this clear. No former US president had ever been in this much trouble with the law before Trump came along.
The prosecution said Trump orchestrated a criminal scheme to corrupt the 2016 election and tried to cover it up by lying in his business records over and over and over again, 3 overs.
Now, let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel taking a jab at Trump over reports that he's been letting out gas during his trial in the Stormy Daniels hush money case.
Trump also says there's nothing wrong with trying to influence an election, and there's nothing wrong with playing hide the mushroom with the star of the movie Hot Shower 6.
Just when you think things couldn't get any crazier, Donald Trump adds farting to his list of bad deeds.
Hearing from credible sources who know what's going on in the courtroom, and what I'm hearing is that, take it for what it's worth, but that Donald Trump is actually farting in the courtroom.
Now, here's Jimmy Kimmel's reaction to the farting news.
Just when you think the insano-meter has topped out, Donald Trump adds farting to his list of atrocities. This is, we're in uncharted territory here.
But here's the thing. Kimmel made sure to point out that nobody else has confirmed these rumors.
Of course, we don't know for sure that Trump was the one farting in court, so it would not be right for me to state that he was. So I cannot in good conscience report that Trump was pumping gas like a Barstow Texaco. But I can report, to borrow a phrase he likes to use when spreading rumors, many people were saying Trump was farting in court. And not just saying it, having a lot of fun with it.
Kimmel didn't hold back, even mentioning how these rumors made odor in the court and hashtag Trump stinks trend on social media. It's just another day in Trump's wild world of legal troubles and gas-passing drama.
This was trending on Twitter, odor in the court, as was Trump stinks. There are many fun little nuggets.
The late-night host didn't miss the chance to add his own humorous touch to the situation. Now, he playfully altered courtroom sketches to depict the jury wearing gas masks, adding a comedic twist to the serious proceedings. Additionally, Kimmel created videos where Trump's speeches were hilariously interrupted by the sound of flatulence, injecting some lightheartedness into the courtroom drama. However, Kimmel was quick to remind everybody that these reports about Trump's courtroom behavior were unconfirmed.
And here's the thing, there's no way to prove Donald Trump was the one who dealt it, so please don't repost this video with a dumb caption like Julius Squeezer or the shard of the deal or you have the right to remain silent but deadly.
For those of you who don't know, Trump's been indicted in multiple cases, and one of the big ones is what they're calling the Manhattan hush money case. This all started back on March 30th, 2023, when Trump got slapped with charges of faking business records. Now, these charges are tied to payments made to keep quiet about alleged affairs just before the 2016 election.
Trump's hush money trial had the day off today in New York, giving our former president a well-deserved chance to nap and fart at home.
So let's dive into what Trump's actually accused of. He's facing a whopping 34 felony counts for this hush money scheme. Basically, it's all about paying off people, like Stormy Daniels, to hush up about affairs during his presidential campaign. Trump's lawyer at the time, Michael Cohen, handled these payments and claimed that they were just regular business expenses.
One of his friends, Trump has been miserable in court. He said there is no more horrible thing for Donald Trump than just having to sit there and be quiet. Well, if that's the case, he's going to love prison. He's going to have a great time.
So, who's leading the charge against Trump? Well, it's none other than the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who's brought the case against him. Now, what's the next move in this legal saga? Well, Trump's been in and out of court. His lawyers wanted more time, but the judge wasn't having it. The trial's been kicking off since April 15th. But here's the thing, Trump's not taking this one lying down. Nah, he's been yelling about election interference and how these charges are all just a big political game. But the prosecutors aren't buying it. They're saying Trump's just trying to use his political status to wiggle out of trouble. But there might be more to this case. The prosecutors could try to show that Trump had some sneaky intentions with his actions, which could make the charges even more serious. Continuing with Trump's legal woes, there's another case on the table, the New York civil fraud case.
He's been asking people to please show up to protest outside of the courtroom, and some of them actually have.
So, back in 2022, a lawsuit came out claiming that Trump, through his business, was inflating the value of his assets, like his fancy pad in Trump Tower, to get better deals from banks and insurance companies. Fast forward to January 11th, when they had the closing arguments. Now, Trump couldn't resist chiming in, saying the judge was biased and the charges were nonsense, even though the judge told him to zip it. Then, on February 16th, Judge Arthur Engoron dropped the hammer. He ordered Trump and his buddies to cough up a whopping $364 million in fines for their sneaky scheme. And that's not all. Trump got slapped with a ban from running a business in New York State for 3 years.
Ouch.
But wait! There's more!
Trump's sons, Don Jr. and Eric, got a taste of the punishment too. Now they're banned from top jobs in New York companies for 2 years and have to fork over $4 million each.
The gang at Fox and Friends, for one, have been twisting themselves into pretzels trying to convince their viewers that this trial isn't just bad for Trump, it's a big problem for the presidency itself.
To keep an eye on things, they even appointed a watchdog to sniff out any more fraud at the Trump Organization for the next 3 years. Now, Engoron didn't hold back in his ruling. He basically called Trump and his crew out for their lack of remorse, saying they acted like they did nothing wrong. He even compared them to those infamous crooks Bernie Madoff in the gang. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, the judgment swelled to a massive $457 million with interest stacking up daily. But Trump's lawyers managed to talk the appeals court down to a smaller bond of $175 million, giving Trump a bit of a break. So what's next? Well, Trump's gearing up for an appeal, hoping to dodge the full penalty. But for now, he's got a hefty bill to pay and a reputation to salvage, if that's even possible at this point.
Who wrote, Trump is struggling to stay awake. His eyes were closed for a short period. He was jolted awake when Todd Blanche's lawyer nudged him while sliding a note in front of him. Now, tomorrow, the judge will officially weigh in on whether L. Ron Hubbard violated that gag order he's been violating repeatedly all week on Truth Social.
Moving on, there's the federal 2020 election case. Now, this one is a doozy. Federal prosecutors say Trump was trying to stop President Biden from taking office and overturn the 2020 election results. So what's Agent Orange charged with? Well, here are 4 big ones. Conspiracy to defraud the United States. Conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding. Obstruction of an official proceeding. Conspiracy against rights like the right to vote.
The consequence of this case, it could be life-altering for the former president, and that's in the hands of these 12 people.
Does this set a precedent for other people who want to run for president? What if they've done something like this in the past and they could say, oh, well, they told me in 8th grade they wanted to run for president, so since they paid off a girl when they were 30 years old, then that was election interference.
Right.
What? What a strong hypothetical, Valerie.
And Trump is not alone in this mess. There are 6 other people tagged as co-conspirators, including some big names like Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell. As for what's next, Trump's trying to play the immunity card, saying that he can't be charged for stuff he did while in office. But the Supreme Court's not having it. They're still deciding if he's off the hook or not. Now, let's talk about the whole Georgia 2020 election case. Here, Trump's accused of trying to flip the results of the election in Georgia. Now, that is a big no-no in the United States. So what exactly is he charged with? Well, it's a laundry list, including racketeering, conspiracy, filing false documents, plus some of his buddies like Rudy Giuliani and Mark Meadows are caught up in this whole mess too. The trial's supposed to start in August, but Trump's lawyers are trying everything in their power to delay it. I mean, good luck with that. Let's move on to the federal classified documents case. Now, this one is just bonkers crazy. So, Trump's accused of hoarding top secret documents and lying to the FBI about it all. Now, talk about shady, but for Trump, I guess that's just a Tuesday. So, the trial's set for May, but Trump's lawyers are already trying to push it back. Classic move for these guys, right? One-trick ponies. With all these legal battles, Trump's got his work cut out for him. But hey, he's used to being in the spotlight, even if it's not for the best reasons. It's kind of like that little puppy that pees in your shoes because it just desperately wants any form of attention that it can get. Or in Donnie Boy's case, farting all over the place so people notice him in court. And that's where we're going to draw the line for today. And as always, for more insights and analysis from the world of politics, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you hit that icon button now for the latest updates. Oh, let me know in the comments section below if you think the Donnie Boy's been farting up the courtroom. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.